When you get my work, and so. Where? Ala put the gun west over. And you know that's how you take over. And you know that's how you take over. And you know that's how you take over. For you know that's how you take over. Peter Cabra know that's how you take over. Dawson Kid, I know that's how you take over. Mamma, in the way the best over. In the way the best over. I'm on your I can remember Momoje away. Famata Jimmy Momoje away. That my Messade Momoje away. Another day for you Momoje away. If I am about to Momoje away, I can't do it over. You shall rub on the floor. I will go low, my way through. I don't need to on your quarter to again. Here, Jemasi, the floor. And that Peter J. That's the other thing with Maroki. In the way the West, just gonna never know so. Mamma, the brothers are so. All those are my generals are my over. I'll be on the generals are my over. Oh, yeah, I see one was on my own. I you won't Sabbath just won't over. I'm a brother, Mosiki over. Mother, baby, pressure won't work. All on your person, what you are over. And you know, that you're wedding over. Ada Marakaba, Kabamara, Senor Madawa. In the winter, Yama, Biabana will you go back? Yama Pasabana will you go back? Yama China Bana will you go back? Namose Moyo Momoje away out. Nasata Moyo Momoje away out. Frepa you cannot go away about. People won't work. I talk won't work. I'm also one day over. I don't know about problem away. While I know what's a Pataloba. I don't know what's a Pataloba. I don't know what's a Pataloba. Yes, I'm because you know, the champion. And so the guy. And that just said, wow, I'm going to Mamma Riggy. I want him, boy. Cecilia. That's how we are. Orita Boya Momoje away. Siboe Momoje away again. Naya Sakare Momoje away. Jetera Gade Momoje away. Yenda Moja over. Adamo you won't. Mana Piwe no by you won't over. Kadadore by you won't over. Orita Tale. On one of the beauty.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to this program. This is Alphonso Zean. So today is Thursday. All Things Considered is coming your way right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. In the meantime, the sound of Sabaje from the southeastern side of Liberia, specifically Grandida County, is fading away right here. Stay tuned. Very shortly, we're going to get this program on the road, and your contributions, as usual, will be highly appreciated. I'm Alphonso Zean, so stay tuned.
So we Ada Alese get to pass away Babo Baku Yama Bimu by your Tokyo Yama Nina by your will go day Ola Yama Nina by your will go back and I know Ruba de Woba Kada no Ruba de Woba I'm a Kadisho Diaoba Gabriel Wodi Whoa, they are to say, whoa, mama see the whoa, my lady, whoa, oh, then you want to do, oh, somebody you do, oh, my boy. Why you say you the person, you so it's not problem.
Okay, it's okay. All right. That's the sound of Sabajet here. This is Liberia Public Radio. To want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. That is unfolding in the West African state of Liberia. We are keeping track of the information, and I hopefully we will get our national correspondent, who happens to be the station manager, Mike Dan, is in the nation's capital of Monrovia, is keeping track of what all that. I'm Alphonso Zean of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon. Hopefully our audio is doing well as usual. Your participation will be highly welcomed. Thank you, and welcome if you're in Europe, Asia, wherever you are in Liberia. We say good evening. I am Alphonso Zean of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Usually it's Thursday we are here with informative news magazine, All Things Considered. Well, images we saw coming from Liberia this morning or today, it's quite alarming. We are following a development yet to establish from our end those that are responsible for that incident. But I listened to a lot of news outlets this morning, and the discussion is on. We hear few at LPR. There must be a thorough investigations, and those responsible for such a I think it is unacceptable. There are ways that we can channel our grievances. There are ways that democracy can work. Anything in the form of violence for us here at LPR and the African Star newspaper vehemently oppose or disagree with that. We don't see that in modern society as the way to get it done. However, it will be too early to make judgments on those and even to point finger. And this is why we always say leadership, but it comes with responsibility, be it the government or the opposition. It comes with responsibility. Then people in the advocacy community, it all comes with responsibility because the message, your tone, has the propensity to degenerate our country into chaos and into crisis. And this is not anything we're going to be prepared for because politicians of their selfish and greedy, all of these people, they are just so dishonest. And sometimes it gets to my nerves, their behavior, their attitude. It's so saddening to see where we are going as a nation. And I hope a thorough investigation will be done and those responsible will be brought to justice. We hope to join our station manager. Mike Dan is in the West African state of Liberia, the nation's capital of Monrovia. We hopefully try to join in if all goes well. To give an update, to tell her exactly what is happening. I am Alphonso Zean of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Stay tuned.
Have you heard the news? Well, worry no more. Carson's photo and video production has been providing elegant weddings, conventions, and birthday videographic for the Liberian communities since 2006. paying attention to detail and emotion throughout the day, and taking time in the editing process to create a unique video you will want to watch with family members, friends, and future generations, shooting quietly and professionally, and without distracting you or your guests is vital. For more information, please contact us at 484-786-3337. That's 484-786-3337, or we can also be reached at www.cousinphotovideoproduction.com. Please tell Cousin
Okay, there you have it.
The giant gauntlet.
There you have it. Thank you so much. That's a little quick commercial commitment. I'm Alphonso Zean of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV, right here from the New England Bureau. To want to welcome all of our viewers and listeners wherever you are here. That's Cousin Video Productions. If you are in Liberia or wherever you are, we say thank you for joining us. We are keeping track of what is unfolding in the West African state of Liberia. It was reported this morning, tires burning in the suburb of Concourtant within the proximity of the embassy, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the German embassy, all within the same column. But we yet to know, we yet to get information. But like we are saying, hopefully, Mike Dan will be joining us from inside Liberia if there's any latest update. We have not heard any official statement on the part of national government, perhaps to point fingers on those that are responsible, but we are still pulling the pieces. But what is important here is the manner, the context in which it was done. It does not send a good signal to the country. We believe advocacy community, politicians, oppositions, or government, or whosoever responsible, there must be a thorough investigation. And not just on the investigation must be conclusive. And that's part of the problem, because we always constitute these investigations, and there is it's endless. We do not get to the end, to the bottom line. And even if it did, people are not being held responsible of their action. No one, be it government officials, ordinary citizens, or whoever sits behind the microphone, we all have responsibility for the survival and the security of the state. Come on, guys. We can't continue to do this to our country. We must be able to make genuine argument as to why and things that are happening in the country. Those sort of hooligans, they can't be allowed in the country. Whether we agree or disagree with the government, which of course they are paying in the neck in terms of the administrative policy, but I think it should be the perfect time for those who are seeking even state power to make an argument. But unfortunately, our citizens or our group of people who are in the vanguard of wanting state power, they are unable to do that. And this comes with responsibility. I'm patrolling, ruling, perusing through all of the major outlets. I haven't seen, probably is out there, of any condemnation. Because that's the very first thing should happen. Any condemnation from any of the major actors, regardless of the limited information that we know so far, those that are responsible for that. And what is the purpose of even doing that? Liberia has come a long way. So when will we come to our senses? When both the government, the oppositions, and those in the advocacy community, when would they conduct themselves responsibly to address issue? And this is why sometimes whatever you say, your utterance does have the propensity to create chaos. And even if it was not under your supervision, but by virtue of what you throw out there, they already crackhead folks that are out there who also wanted to do things, they will end up doing it without your supervision. And then at the end of the day, you could probably be incriminated or be called in for questioning. But I think we as a people, we have to learn how to channel our grievances and how to address it. I don't know. I just do not understand on planet Earth the beliefs and the ideologies of Liberians, the manner in which they handle things, the manner in which we talk, the way we do things, the way we exhibit things. That's how we act. And no civilized country does that. We, even though we profess to be a civilized nation, we profess to be a smart America in Africa, and everything looks the same. Our style, our way of doing things. Yes, people demonstrate here to do all of that as well, but but it's been done responsibly. But for the most part, most of the things that we see happening in Liberia are always, it's always, it's just always over the top. And I don't think this is necessary. We must understand that the country is a sovereign nation. The politics of Liberia from lately has been very, very much divisive. No questions about that. Both are the opposition, the governing party, the supporters. People have become so irresponsible in the manner in which they respond and react to situations in the country. And this, as a result, it hurts the ordinary Liberian, considering the high situation. I'm going to be getting your take, even though we yet to get the news. But let me just confirm with you this week going to be another action-packed week in our quest to talk to politicians and stakeholders, those that have interest in leading the political battle in our country. Grangeda County District Number 1 representative, I was told by source close to Representative Zoe Emmanuel Peno, or is said he will be appearing on the Liberia Public Radio come this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The program will kick at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Meanwhile, Representative Zoe Emmanuel Peno, who is contesting for the senatorial seat of Grangeda County, has agreed to appear on the Liberia Public Radio in an exclusive. And he also agreed where we'll be taking, hopefully, you will be taking questions from the electors and the ordinary Liberian. But you know us here, when we are here, we talk on issues. So if you have your hate or whatever grievances you want to express, you know that very well. And that's what I love. The people of LPR, very suddenly people come here and act stupid. But when you act stupid here, there's a way that we discipline you. Because what? We have to enforce it. All of us cannot consistently be a crackhead people. So if you come here and you do not have a set goal to ask a lawmaker whether you agree with him, disagree, whether he's a partisan or not, when you come on an LPR post, you have to conduct yourself. We manage here. We are the one that are governing the day-to-day activities of this network. So if you come here in any sort of indisciplinary act, I am not saying, and this is not meant to even protect any politicians that are going to come here. You know me, you know us for well. We go head to head and ask legitimate questions. But if you decide to be a jerk, then we will tell you this is not where you belong. There are so many outlets out there that specializes in cussing, in doing whatever thing. Okay, folks, let me just hold you right there. Let us go to our West African state of Liberia. Our own Mike Dan is standing by right there in Liberia here. Let me just bring you in here. Mike, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. So. It's a pleasure talking with you this hour.
Okay. All right. That's our own Mike Dan that is in the West African state of Liberia here. Mike, how are you today?
Well, I'm great. Are you getting me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
What I'm in Monrovia, Pinsville to be specific, right outside of our Liberia Public Radio studio, somewhere in Pinsville. I'm currently speaking to you from.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get to the boiling issue here. What happened today? There was tire burning inside Monrovia, specifically around the Nigerian house. What the heck going on?
Well, there were some people on the banner of the Council of Patriots here in Monrovia that were demonstrating. According to them, they have heard government plan to increase tariff on voice and data calls in Liberia. You remember voice and data call when some were had beginning last year, September, where citizens are now paying more than $2, a little over $2 per gigabyte, and the usual $1 for 3 days have now gone to 45 minutes instead. So today, according to the groups, they have received information from their leader, Mr. Henry Costa, that voice and data call going to be increased. So this is why today they took to the street to demonstrate.
So, what you are reporting now is that the official statement coming from the government of Liberia is that what the protesters are saying. Who is leading that protest, by the way? Any identity of those that are leading the protest? What I do know, COP leader Henry Costa is currently in the USA. So, who is championing that cause?
Well, the COP, it has some leaders here in Liberia. But what we've been hearing from our reporters is that the leader is not aware. The leader for the African chapter in Liberia is not aware of the demonstration that took place today here in Monrovia. According to him, the demonstration that was carried out was just by a few handful of people, and he is saying that he doesn't know those who were protesting. Again, the government of Liberia has just confirmed that they have invited the CEO of Orange Liberia, Mr. Mohamedou Koulibaly, who has been accused of being behind the protesters today, the protest today that took place here in Monrovia.
So when you say the CEO, the CPP leader in COP leader in Monrovia is not aware, who is this leader in questions we are referring to?
Well, he's one Emmanuel. I'm just trying to get his full name here. He's one Emmanuel. According to what we just email and just received, he is saying that he's not aware of protesters, the protests that took place today here in Monrovia.
So then the question.
But earlier on, Mr. Henry Costa, the head of the COP, has confirmed to the local media here that it is, I mean, he's aware of the protests that took place today along the boulevard and also somewhere in the oil belt. He is also saying that a series of protests will continue to take place across Liberia if the government plan increment in tariff and voice call go ahead as planned.
Okay, and because I believe in his recent post that they're going to be a spontaneous and sporadic protest, this time they're going to be conducted in all angles, other places in Liberia without the acquiescence of the government. That seems to be what is happening right now.
Yes, indeed. Costa has confirmed to local media here that he is quite aware of the protests, the beginning of series of protests, as he regularly put it, that are going to be taking place across Liberia. But this plan increment we haven't heard what is aid really. Detail of such has not come out really to say already citizens now are paying about $2, a little over $2, few cents for a 1 gigabyte data.
So, look, you already broke the news just before coming here that the government, the colonial government, not to increase. So, is that Koulibaly, who is the head of Orange, is calling government not to increase the data fees in Liberia? Is government actually contemplating on doing that? Any information?
Yes, what we've been getting from the COP here is that government is contemplating on increasing the voice call, price of voice call and data to more than $2. Already, like I said, people here in Liberia are paying a little over $2, few cents for a data, and also for $1 for 45 minutes call. $1 for 45-minute call, about $210, 10 Liberian dollars. So on grounds on that basis, the Council of Protest is saying that no, any attempt by the government to further increase is going to be so detrimental to the communication for people in Liberia. And they are saying that government is doing this to follow or suppress freedom of speech and freedom of the press.
So, has there been any justification on the part of GOL, that's the government of Liberia, to reason why they, even if that's what they are contemplating, we try reaching the Ministry of Information to authenticate this new information? Nobody yet to respond to us prior to our coming on air. Government, have they provided any reason for doing that?
No, but government has not come out to say whether they're going to increase the current price for voice and data cost and data price. But this information have been
So it
trending
was it,
on
it was
in
a
the
leak?
local media here.
It was a leak?
I think yes, indeed, it was a leak. Government hasn't come out yet to confirm as to whether voice and data call price will be increased because already in September of last year it went up to over $2. So with this new increment, the Council of Patriots is saying that no, this going to be very much burdensome to the already suffering masses of Liberia. So Orange Liberia too has been saying that, has been called knocking the doors of government. In, 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 in case of any increment, that's going to be very much detrimental to the people of Liberia. So I think this is from the background that he has been called to assist investigation. Mr. Nangwe just confirmed to one of the local dailies here, Front Page Africa, that Mr. Kolubale, Mohamedou Kolubale, the
Mm.
CEO of Orange Liberia, is government has called him in with a lawyer to provide some investigation because it is believed that he is behind the protest that took place today.
What could be the reason for Koulibaly to be behind the protests?
Well, Orange and Lone Star Cell and MTN are saying that already people are finding it difficult for voice and data calls. The prices are more than double. So any increment for that going to be very much detrimental to the massive. So as such, they are appealing to government so that government cannot further surge the price of data and voice call.
So, is it fair to say, to make some sort of educated guess, to suggest that maybe this information came from Orange, because the probability that the government is proposing that, or the government has approached them and they decide to pass it on to the pressure group and say, hey, this is what is in the making, and on the basis of that they are acting, correct?
I think it is based on that the CEO of Orange Liberia have been invited. We've just spoken just before I came on air. I just spoke with Gamen Lomo, who is our judicial affairs bureau head. She has just confirmed to me that Orange Liberia CEO has arrived already at the court with his lawyer, but up to this time they haven't heard any information as to what actually unfolded when he went on the court of the security apparatus.
So this seems to be is being done expeditiously to get this yet resolved. Any official statement from the opposition side so far?
No, up to this time, we have not accessed any information from the opposition as to whether, I mean, their specific statement have not been this issue since it started this morning here in the capital, Monrovia. Uh, Maybe probably before the day can end, we will get statement coming from the opposition bloc. But up to this time, no official statement has come out from the opposition bloc here.
So not,
Probably it's in
not
the
even the
making.
condemnations, the burnings of tires, I believe that has brought us suburbs and create some sort of a lime in the capital today, correct?
Yes, it created some traffic for a number of hours during the morning hour here, during the early morning hour of Thursday. Created some traffic along the Todman Boulevard area. I mean, it was very chaotic for those of heading for Central Monrovia on unusual businesses.
Any arrest so far, as far you are concerned, any arrest been reported by the Liberian National Police that people who in this sort of protests are involved in the burning tires? Any arrest so far been announced by national government?
Absolutely not. We haven't heard any arrests coming from whether the police or security apparatus. But the person that was invited, like I said, when this demonstration took place was Orange Liberia CEO, Mr. Muhammadu Kulubali, who has the global telecom operation in Liberia here. So maybe before the day can end, we will just be hearing what actually unfolded after his invitation to the court or to security apparatus here.
Has the police made any official statement regarding that? Were they caught unaware of it? They didn't see this coming at all. Was that something anybody was spoken out? The police, national police, or the Ministry of Justice? What sort of description they are giving such behavior?
Well, like I said, the only government arm we've been hearing from is the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. The head Minister Len Eugene Nangbe has since condemned the act that took place, saying that it was barbaric and government will not condone any lawlessness in the country. Whenever someone is grieved, that should be in a proper law procedure, but rather not to go ahead creating some panic for the ordinary citizens. So he has condemned that in a stronger term.
Before I let you go, I was listening to the press briefings, and I believe it was in response of the actions what I called today. The Morovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji, we try reaching to get further clarification. They did not get back to all. I did hear him saying that there will be some sort of actions respond group. What is that? Is that the government? GOL is a wall, and who going to be the compositions of that? Who are those people? Do they have anybody talking anything of such? Stuff like
Yes, indeed, you are right,
or some
Minister.
sort of community group?
Mayor
Mhm.
Mayor Jefferson Koji, right after the protest, held a press conference condemning it, saying that they're going to respond to it sporadically. So, whether it is from the government stem or not, he was not too clear with it. Whether it is from, I mean, it is this going to be done on his own volition. We haven't heard about that. But again, he also condemned the protesters, saying that that is not good in the tenets of democracy. Um, so he was totally against that.
Okay, well, we will try to see if we can reach the leadership of the Council of Patriarch here as well. But like you have confirmed it yet, it is a clear indication that they are behind. We just do not know what are you going to extend beyond Morovia to other places as they are called or alleged that they're going to be having a sporadic protests all over the place. That's our own Mike Dan, the station manager of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV in the nation's capital of Morovia. Mike, is there anything that we need to know before we let you go?
Well, indeed, Liberia cases of coronavirus continue to rise on a daily basis, and again, one of the main figure in the ruling party, Senator Sir Joseph, he made some comment on Facebook, and then this has been trending. People are saying that I mean, he has comment. He said the Ministry of Health and Enfield, they should rather be focusing. They are focused. They are carrying on internal wrangling. This is why the number of cases of COVID-19 continue to surge. So that comment has been taken out of context by some pundits here in Monrovia and other parts of the country, saying that there are so many ways that people have been analyzing Senator Joseph's statements since he made that on Facebook. So that what have been trending. and as to speak, our case portfolio has now gone to 656 as of yesterday. So far that has been training here in Monrovia.
Okay, well, Mike, we want to thank you so much for that update. We will keep monitoring what is happening, and please keep us posted, and to the rest of the team across the country. Thank you so much for you guys' extraordinary job. Have a pleasant day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, folks, there you have it. That's our own Mike Dan in the West African state of Monrovia, bringing a fresh update relative to what is unfolding in the country. As usual, we always like to engage our audience. We're going to be putting the number out here to get your reactions of what is happening. Now, from what we are hearing, Mike Dan is saying the head of COP has told Lokota Daily that they are behind and they are responsible for the protest that is ongoing in Liberia. And this is just in line with his recent comment that indeed moving forward, COP is going to be protesting sporadically when there's a need, and that they will not need government permission to do that. What we yet to see an official statement from the opposition columns in terms of condemnations of what is happening. Let me put the number right here, and hopefully you can call here. This is the LPR number. All things considered, whether you want to respond to the protest or other things that make the headlines in Liberia that you want to talk about, you also have the opportunity to do that. I am Alphonso Zean, of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Stay tuned. I will be right back.
Thank you for joining us here on the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV, right here from the New England Bureau to the Liberia Public Radio. Thank you for being part of our program.
Have you heard the news? Well, worry no more. Carson's photo and video production has been providing elegant weddings, conventions, and birthday videographic for the Liberian communities since 2006, paying attention to detail and emotion throughout the day and taking time in the editing process to create a unique video you will want to watch with family members, friends, and future generations, shooting quietly and professionally, and without distracting you or your guests is vital. For more information, please contact us at 484-786-3337. That's 484-786-3337, or we can also be reached at www.CarsonPhotoVideoProduction.com. Please tell Carson Photo and Video Production that Asheville the Giant Golly sent.
Okay, there you have it. Those are some of our commercial commitment. If you are in the business world and you want to advertise with LPR, you can also reach us on this hotline, 682-433-8802, and we will be glad. That's another way of providing sponsorship and support here. There are a variety of things that we can do. Well, you listen to it, and I'm quite sure you'll be monitoring what is unfolding in Liberia. If you want to talk about that, or if there are other things that are so much important to you, you are at liberty to put in a call here, and so we can get your side of the story. But indeed, what is unfolding in Liberia is alarming, and something must be done about it. I am Alphonso Zean of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Again, the former chairman emeritus of the main opposition at the time, the Congress for Democratic Coalition, Isaac Vatoga, has finally to resign from CDC. We reached out to Toga and has agreed to appear on the Liberia Public Radio on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Several times, numerous times, I interviewed Mr. Isaac Vatoga to write on this network here. Let me bring in our national.
Have you heard?
Let me see here. Okay. Hello, Pa George, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
Okay. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Yes, sir. Hanging in there.
Okay, hanging in there. Look, you talked to me here. I believe you are listening to our correspondent. Here we go again. Here we are. Another protest in the country, and our correspondent has confirmed that the COP leader, Mr. Henry Costa, say he's behind the protest, even though the local chairperson said he has no idea how it was going here. That's a little comforting situation. So what are you hearing? What you make of what is unfolding?
Well, I think I heard from Mr. Costa this morning say that they were behind the protest, but if first of all, let me condemn the act of violence. Going entire in the street should not be tolerated by any group of people in Liberia or in the civilized world. But I heard Mr. Costa saying that, and you've seen that the local chairman of the scenes that they are now involved. So now, this now gave the security forces the government now to go further to investigate those who are behind the burning of tire in the street of Monrovia. But what apparently is happening, it got me a little bit confused. It seems also every time when the government is not forthcoming, there's a problem with this communication business. I think they suspended one of the guys from one of the telecom or what the last
Mr. Brown, yeah.
But it's saying increment of data price. The government, the official spokesperson of the government, the ministry, had not come out to tell the Liberian people what actually the government wants to do. Whether they are going to increase the price of data or they are not going to do so, nobody has come up with a definitive position. I saw Honorable Gray the last time was on platforms saying all kinds of things, which doesn't make any sense to me. Because if you say there's a registered business in Liberia, these people paying taxes. Now, in the free market, his justification the last time I heard was Lone Star were going out of business because of competition from, at the time, Sercom. And they needed to save Sercom. So what they went to and told them to stabilize the price so Lone Star could stay in business. And any profit they get from there, they will share the profit with government. Now, Mr. So, take for instance, you got a business in Liberia, you pay taxes, and it's a free market. Then the government can say, oh no, you have a price difficulty, but we'll do this. So when you pay your taxes, the profit you make, then you got to share with us. The last time I asked a question, it said the government is conniving with the company to defraud the citizens. Because if there's a competition, if one person can stand, let it go out of business. That's a free market. But when you go and make the kind of backdoor arrangement that, oh, we'll help you with this, now the profit you get, you must give us some of the profit. I mean, Mr. So, where do you see that kind of business model working? Orange and Lone Star have written communication publicly. They are not denying it. That if you do, we cannot do this. If you do so, the people are going to suffer. They have made it clear to the government. But yet, the government has not been able to come out to say, you know what happened? We are not going to increase the price of the data or whatever and this is our position, or we're going to do it, and this is our position. There's no definitive statement from the government. Now look what is it degenerating into now. These are the problems we talk. Government must be clear with the messages coming. If you want to do something, take the decision. But you cannot allow people to carry the message which you got no control over again. Now, going to invite the Orange, the director, the chairman, or whatever, you're going to invite him for. What are you going to invite him for? They let the thing have been in the public domain a long time. They said no, they were not in favor of it. They couldn't do it. And you said the government, you said they were owing you, and they said no, we are not charged customer for the data, so we cannot pay you this amount. So now what are you going to do to say that? Do you have proof? So I'm willing to see the proof that Orange gave to any group of Liberians, whether COP or any group of Liberians, to go out there to demonstrate. So I want to see that proof, because based on that proof is when the government will be able to prosecute the management of Orange.
So yeah, but then is the thing here. The flip side, and I was asking to our correspondent, as time goes by, we will get an in-depth of this yet. Where does this news even come from to suggest that there's going to be an increase in the data, even though it's been all in the cycle? The government has not come out about it. And how come? So the question now becomes, how did it get in the public domains? Who leaked that information? Or was they approached by the government to Orange, where there's some sort of discussion or negotiation ongoing? Maybe the Orange is refusing and they have not come to a definitive term. So then how it got into the domains of the public cycle?
Well, I heard Honorable Gray, there was a letter out there, and the Senate, they went to all the Senate for this thing to testify, or the management, and try to win there. And the man said no, that was led to his suspension. But yeah, again, Honorable Gray said that it was not money that, it was not extra taxes that they were asked, it was money that Orange owed them because based on the past agreement.
So why then? I hope, and unfortunately, sometimes these people, when you invite them, they choose which network to go to, and so which is, of course, they have the right to do that. Why will he, Akaras Gray, as a lawmaker, he is not the principal to negotiator for the government of Liberia. When it comes to these things, at the end of the day, there will be a massive press conference where the GOL and the government will announce, say, hey, these are some changes that we are making in order to increase government revenues, dividends, or whatever you might call it. I'm not sure whether he's on a committee on telecommunication, and even if he's dead, in the absence of negotiation, why should he jump ahead of the game?
Now, here's the problem, because this is what Mr. So the last thing he was saying, and I asked him the same question. I said, I asked Mr. what is the authority that you have to come now to speak on behalf of the government? Because when you're speaking like this, you're speaking on behalf of the government. If you have an oversight committee, call the people, what you discuss, and pass the information out to the central government, let it come up.
So who is making a preemptive strike here as well? The government has not announced that. We assume this is still ongoing behind the closed door. Protesters now under the banner of COP now jump in the street. From what I'm monitoring here, we're still tracking what is coming from inside Liberia. The Ministry of Justice now is being ordered to bring perpetrators that and have those responsible to be prosecuted.
But as I said, you have to have the evidence to link it to the crime, because if the chairman, the guy was more say, "Oh no, I'm not part of it." The man who is, he said he's part of it. So now that for the government.
So who on whose order they were acting? That would be a fair question to ask. Because there must be a sample, or somebody must serve as a proxy, assuming that the local chair there, like he claimed, he doesn't know. We don't know all of the truth yet to come out here. But how come this group of people can assemble without them being under the supervision for somebody to lead this cause or whatever that they strongly believe in?
And that's why I said now, the burden now is on the government.
Okay, the burden is on the government. Just hold on 1 second. Let me bring in another caller here from Minnesota. I want to welcome Mr. Jared Badi. Is one of my mentors. It's in Canada monitoring here. We're going to be having his US-based former chairman emeritus, Asa Vatoga, formerly resigned from CDC. The man who led the CDC party for 2 consecutive terms now has formally resigned in his tweet. He has honored our invitation to appear here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Emmanuel Zopena will also be here Sunday. What a fascinating discussion going to be going in. But let me just go to Minnesota right now, where the caller is standing by 612-933-34. Caller, good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Ben, and I'm calling from Minnesota. How are you?
Good, Ben. Okay, yeah, we are against another drama as usual. Liberia photo ties, so many drama now on every daily basis. Like our man Donald Trump here. I don't know whether we are in the competition here, but talk to me a little bit. What you see, the images coming from in Liberia here. What you make of that?
Yeah, the thing that I saw are not promising, and again, It comes down to this guy called Henry Costa. Henry Costa, like I always tell people, have good ideas about what Liberia should look like, but he just does not have the right mind when it comes to how this change must happen in the country. Here is a man who wants us to believe that he has all this credibility and one arm of his organization where his leadership is in Liberia are saying they are not part of what is going on. And this man wants people to take him to be serious. Look, this whole thing boils down to he wanted to take every credit. If he had just closed his mouth and just let it be that it was from Toronto, like US that came up against the government, it would have made sense.
Okay, let me hold you there, Ben. Let me break in, Pa George. The actions of Henry Costa now coming out to say he's behind this protest here. Was that a strategic positions on his part to see him say, okay, even though I'm out of the country, but this is what my follower, when I tell them anytime, any hour, this is what they can do. Would that give government the less now to say, okay, this guy here, he left so time here, but here, he still has control over his people. He's still telling them to do something, and they can prosecute him for that when he arrives in Liberia. Would that be a good justification on the part of government?
But they have to prove beyond that. They have to establish the link.
Yeah, but he has admitted, like you alluded, he has admitted that.
He said it.
Eh?
He said it.
Yeah, okay,
he
so
then
yes,
they are from people.
So then what?
The other person remember say no.
No, listen, that's a different thing. He's on the ground there. That could be a strategic position on his part because maybe he does not want to endanger the thing. So you see, then there's lack of coordination. And this is what I don't like our politicians in the opposition. They are all dumb. They don't know how to do things. They want to do it. They want to get quickly in the eyes of the public and sound themselves to be relevant. It's unfortunate. Now you have to wait. You gotta wait to see your people brief you to see what is unfolding, and then you, the head of the overhead, say, "Hey, we are acting on this because X, Y, and Z." You have a guy who is this here on the ground now, say he's unaware. You on the other end say, "Yes, you are. You are aware." That's a serious problem.
It is a serious problem, and what I'm saying is that Mr. Costa said it, and the other man said no. Government now have to prove. Because you have to show evidence in court. You have to show evidence.
Let's see here. I asked Mike Dant in the absence of all of the details here. Let's just hold on 1 second. Let's just pull the board around. It has not been reported. Asking as far as we are concerned, and this is not something we can authenticate as to whether anybody was arrested. That not yet, but from what I'm monitoring, they had asked the justice minister to bring the perpetrators to justice. So my guess, I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 persons already been picked up or the government in search of that person. Based on this yet, do you think they can find like a state witness to say, hey, these are people that are responsible in line with what their leader have said?
Oh yeah, you have to. That's what I said. You have to have someone to collaborate that statement and the action. So during the action that you can't prosecute anybody. So it's the same thing. Like let me just tell you what Jefferson Koji said today. You heard him what he said.
Yeah.
They're going to respond. appropriately. What that meant. He's not an official government to speak for the government. He's the city mayor, but look.
Remember, he's the city mayor too. He's not official.
Yeah.
The city is under his jurisdiction. Is it fair to say that?
That area doesn't fall under his jurisdiction. That's Ola Kamota. It's not in his jurisdiction.
But he is a mayor of all. But he's a mayor of all mayors.
Yeah, he's mayor of all mayors. Yes, listen.
No, hold on. Let him make his point.
Sir,
Yeah.
Kamota is a township. All road, the German.
Ben, hold on. Let's do it one at a time. But we can say let him make a point. Somebody else has joined the forum, but let him make a point. Then you can better counter him. Yeah, Pat George, go ahead. Nathan, hold on. I'm going to bring you in.
Listen.
Somebody please lower your monitor. One of the guys just joined us. If you are watching via Facebook, please lower your monitor. Go ahead, Pat George.
Jefferson is the city mayor of Monrovia. They have the city mayor of Congotown, Kingsway. He doesn't have a direct jurisdiction over those mayors. There's a township. And secondly, Jefferson Koji is the youth lead chairman of the CDC. So that first respond to the action that alleged that the COP did that. That was his response to that they are going to respond appropriately. In which capacity is he speaking? As the mayor of Monrovia?
I have interest.
Or as the youth chairman?
Or
as the official government?
Well, when you talk about mayor, then as the official of government, I did not hear him saying that he was speaking as a youth lead. He said that they have responsibility to provide security and protections, and other people can protest, but the ideas of that burning fire. Okay, guys, just hold it right there. Let me just add a new face to this conversation. Yeah, Nathan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Phil.
Okay, Ty, good afternoon. Let me just bring you here. This seems to be a volatile situation. I believe you've been monitoring what is happening here. And importantly, I have not heard any condemnations on the part of prominent and stakeholders, regardless of the nature of the protest. But the idea that what has been exhibited, the tire burnings and all of that, does have the propensity to exacerbate into more chaos. And I've not heard any condemnation. I know for sure what I'm going to be hearing is justifications of the actions of the protester. Government will be giving a side. The opposition going to be giving a side. Those in the advocacy community, they're going to be giving their side. And everybody wants to be in right standing. What's your thought?
And you just nailed everything to the point. Even from your correspondent, who regularly laid down the surface of the confusion. Both sides acted so irresponsibly. First of all, who is Jefferson Koji to speak on law enforcement? He got 0% security experience. Who is he speaking for? His authority is limited to Monrovia. If at all Mr. Costa indeed said that he is behind this protest, if he is mature enough to get that information, I'm sure hearing, is it true? Before you put people in the street, risking their life, gathering them in this pandemic. A mature person will tell you, look, Mr. Minister, I heard this. Let the government in fight come forward and say, look, we are this our plan or is not our plan. I heard that myself like a week ago. In fact, the government trying to get to the implementation stage where the data price should be raised. And Orange said no. Go and announce it on the air so that they can know it is you. But don't tell us to do it. And they said, well, it's the government. And then, in fact, Eugene Fagon, he went there to engage the people. And you go and announce it that the data increase is due to you. It's not no kind of technical service that the team, the one user, due to some technicalities. Doesn't know. It's not us. We will not enforce it until you can tell your people. Because we don't want the protest to come to our doors, then go to your offices. And this is the third time. The 3 days free calls are gone. And those are the days students used to do their assignments on those days on the weekend. They took it away. They took $1 for 3 days to 45 minutes. Now it's not enough. They come back for more. You can't raise government funds like that. And the government itself has to be mature enough to tell the people that this is what we are doing and this is why we are doing it. I mean, it's just so frustrating for the people. And people, they're not getting paid. Most of them are not working. Like I got 2 daughters that are teenagers in school. Every week I spend $20 on their phone. They only receive $18. Even at the $18, they try to even decrease it to get them $17.
So,
yeah.
So who is the Boku man here? And you will answer that question, but hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Okay, this guy. Okay, is that a 6? Okay, yeah, the other fellow try going on. Yes, okay, just end your comment here. And your comment there.
So the thing, you can't be a government that only raise money on the back of people that are not even working. The same thing until the route.
But is it fair to say the action is being based on circumstantial evidence? And I have no doubt because just before coming on air here, we were provided with some information on the part of what was being contemplated. Let me just tell you here. Okay. They're calling the government. They were trying to raise the voice Delta price more than $2 per 1 gig. Yeah. All right, that was what I was saying. Okay, but my point here is, let's assume this is what the government was proposing. This is the discussions in the part on the part of both. Then they are rejecting. Why? What his name said? This group now Koulibaly is being called in.
Yeah.
How can this information, which of course is common, you're going to get in the public domain? The action is not being taken. So where is the? I haven't heard any major announcement or even from the opposition. Nobody have said anything yet. That's the second part of the whole thing as well.
Right.
I see them that I seen they've been having a lot of back
and forward. The thing is that the Koulibaly, he was called in merely for failure to implement the price increase without the government announcing it to the people. He didn't want to take any blame. He was called thinking that he leaked the information to the people that government wanted to increase prices on your. And they can't prove it. But it's true. This was since last week. They've been pressurizing since last week to implement this price increase. He said, no, all I'm saying, I can't say no to you, you're the government, but make it public that it is you that is doing the increase.
Let me finish. Okay, yeah, go ahead quickly. You gotta get closer to your phone, Ben.
Okay, all right. I mean, my point that I was making sense that I did not end. That was just completed. So what I was saying here is that look, some of the things that Costa does, Costa has good vision. He sees things ahead of time that can save that can save the country. But then the way in which he goes about implementing it, it just has too many frauds. How the heck in the world will you and your local office be a local head? So what it means that those kids that he put in the streets, those kids could be really vulnerable because now he is not on the ground. Who do you think will go to stand for those kids when they are arrested? It's supposed to be the COP, right? It is supposed to be the COP government on the ground.
True. That's true.
But the COP government on the ground now is another word. So the government is not going to listen to them. See.
Okay, well, folks, hold on 1 second. We just get into more news coming in here relative to what is unfolding. Our judiciary correspondent assigned at the Temple of Justice is now saying that Mr. Koulibaly is currently in custody at the National Security Agency. This seems to be escalating. This seems to be getting to the new level. Our judiciary correspondent, Garment Lomena, is reporting that the CEO of Orange and several other individuals have been arrested, and they are currently in the custody of the National Security Agency in Liberia. Pa George.
Wow.
Pa George.
Yeah, Mr. So.
I think we are getting to the boiling point, and moreover, we're going to be saying, I wouldn't be surprised either more protests or more information before the night comes to an end. We'll know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, and Mr. So, this is why I told you this is volatile, very volatile. Now, the government now.
Well, because she's reporting she was on ground from the Temple of Justice, and when he was taken at the National Security Agency, currently in custody, information I'm just getting to avoid in a rush hour now with the curfew system. Now, Mr. Coulibaly and others are in the custody of the National Security Agency of the Republic of Liberia. Go ahead.
That is fast, really. This is the troubling part. This is the head of Orange and Liberia. You are not invited him to the security area. You have not detained. The message is sending out there to the business world. Yes, exactly. That is another thing that the government is not friendly. That's the picture that they're thinking out there. Secondly, you are doing this. At the end of the day, supposing there are no charges to prosecute the man. What is the message you're sending out there to the international world, to the business community? That means the government is not business friendly. And let me say this. The letters were all in everybody's domain. The communication between Coulibaly, Lone Star, and that of the long time. Right. 10 o'clock. Samuel Tour and this man went in front of the legislature. The man back up. That's why he was suspended. But he back up. On the same day, he back up. He said no. He don't think it would be necessary for the government to increase the price of the data. He back up in front of the legislature. So, why you want to grab the man and you want to use him as a scapegoat? I said it over and over. I condemn the action of anybody burning tire in the street of Liberia. But let the government be very careful how to go about prosecuting the case, because that's the thing you go look at and say, oh, government black charges. No sufficient evidence to prove the case. That thing that happened. Oh, so when these things happen, it is not necessary for people to all react. I will say again, the government is all reacting because now thinking that they're going to put pressure on Orange to do something other way. But people are saying no. People can pack up. What is the profit? How much money do Orange make in Liberia compared to other areas there? They can pack up and leave. And if people leave, okay, you must, because they all said they will bring other people in. But the time you will bring those people in, you know how much harm you are caused to your image and to the government and to the people of Liberia. So this is why I'm saying, yes, it is wrong for people to jump in the street and burn tires. But be very careful how you go about this.
Okay.
When you start talking to the CEO of company, again. So this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Secondly, Henry Costa, they spoke like if the government has any issue, I think they can write Mr. Costa. They can invite him. Hey, come and clarify what you meant by the statement that you made.
come and go. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me just bring you information here. Government is referring. There are some protesters being arrested, but not to our knowledge, not any official from the Council of Patriot. But she's reporting and telling us that some protesters are already been apprehended, also with the National Security Agency pending investigation. Hold on there. Let me go to this number here, 484 number 9282. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Mr. So my name is Alan Dixon.
Okay. Yeah, Alan.
Alan Dixon.
Oh, Alan. Okay, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess what's going on in Liberia is that what I'm looking at happening there is no one in Liberia looking at the problem in Liberia with police leaving the checkpoint. Is that probably when I look at see something like the Flansamito case almost.
Where you come from with Flansamito being there, my man?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get around because there's nobody going to go bribe police for their job and what have to pay them to get them from the checkpoint. What happened? It is the problem is the government want to get at certain people and they got to find out way to get at those people. That's what's going on. So the Henry Costa got big mouth. He just come and talk. He don't know nothing about that thing that is going on there.
So, in other words, it's like because I remember during the crisis here, and when you look at guerrilla war, it's really not something else. Sometimes they or like how you call this other people when something happens, in order for them to gain relevance, they say, "Yeah, we are behind it," and they try to get on a government scheme, right? Okay, more information still coming from our judiciary correspondent, who is also accompanied the arrested Coulibaly of Orange. According to government, is saying about 6%, 6% protested, but as far as she are concerned, not official of the Council of Patriot, but 6 persons that were involved in the protest, road blockage and burning of tires. A pickup, and they are currently at the National Security Agency. George Lobot, I want to welcome you. This seems to be I'm quite sure before the day comes to an end, we will get more details of what is happening.
Mr. So, can I complete my statement?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah. So, what I'm trying to get
Ben, you got to speak in your phone, my man.
I'm speaking my phone.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure that when you're talking so that the people will hear you. Okay, go ahead. Much audible.
Okay. Yeah. So again, my fear here is that these kind of things can have a negative effect on the CPP that is building momentum. And I
how can you expand on that a little bit when you say negative effect? In which context?
Yeah. So the fact that Costa is a part of the CPP, which of course I have been fighting against. Anytime he does these things, it gives the government room to conclude that the entire opposition friends are just going to hold again. That is the reason why pressure groups are always excluded from political organizations, because you want to remain neutral. You want to cling to that neutrality. But once you are a part of a political establishment, the government will always want everybody and say, no, because of what happened, CPP will be forced to give a statement. They have to give a statement because
distance yourself from that.
Yes.
Okay. Would that happen? Okay. You see, this is where I think the challenge is. The CPP and Benta expressing it from time to time. Now we don't know the difference between the CPP, the Council of Patriot, because all of them they are officials, both in the Unity Party, the Liberty Party, the ANC, and all of that. Would they condemn the actions of COP? Do you see that coming?
They have to, because the government is claiming that what happened was that protest was
riot.
People rioting and burning down stuff, and we saw that. And in fact, when you are protesting, you must be there when the government comes and arrest all of you. But the way how they did it, it was like
I'll tell you, Liberian politicians and oppositions, they are psychedelic. They are psychedelic people. Nobody wants to go to jail. Helen Johnson Sirleaf, before she became president, Samuel Doe's AFL people flock her. They did all sort of things. She paid a huge price, but not these modern time politicians. They want to get away with it so easily.
That was an outing. The entire thing that they did, because what people do who commit outing, you put a fire and you run away. It is because you want to kill people. That's why you run from the fire. That's a huge this criminal government.
Okay, so quickly here. Okay, quickly here. Nathan, and before I go to Nathan, let me go to 484. Are you there?
Yeah.
Would this wrap this core around the CPP, which happens the collaborative party? Would this wrap this core around there?
What the CPP needs to do is to get itself away from Costa and come up with a message to be condemned.
Would that happen? Do you see that happening?
It can happen. If it can happen, Costa alone cannot run 10, 15 persons on the CPP.
I understand. I'm not saying that happening in the past, so I'm asking what are going to happen this time around.
If your left foot keeps giving you hard time, what you need to do, get rid of it, and then whatever happen.
In which way to amputate? In which way to amputate it?
Let us out because if they continue like this, the CPP will not go nowhere.
Oh, okay, that's your views and opinion. Pa Josh.
Yeah.
Will you see Henry Costa being alienated from the CPP? Do you see that happening on planet Earth?
No, he will not be alienated. But let me tell you that, and I can assure you, within 24 hours, the CPP will come over a statement condemning the action of that group. They're not going to call up Mr. Costa name. They will say whoever did that.
That's a tone of political correctness.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me go on the other side because I know I come up there on a very full-fledged. Where the thing started from? The same organization that breed these people that today, the same organization you see now. That what happened. We saw during early time, CDC was burning time to the street, and that the same people. The same people were in the CDC.
So hold on, Pa Joyce. Hold on. This sort of narrative, I just don't like it. The point there must be a wrong because this is the same justification people do. Okay, they did it this time around. So okay, so Helen was stealing. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Helen was stealing. Helen was stealing. We all understand that. So that's the justification. Now you guys are telling CDC, okay, Helen stole and we didn't do anything. So you go ahead, steals. And so when the CPP and the COP comes again, we will start telling them CDC took their own. So you go ahead and take yours.
Mr. So, precedent is important. Precedent.
How do we? Is that a good precedent or bad precedent?
Exactly. But that's why when I came on the top, I said I condemned it. But what I'm saying is that people did it at that time and they got away with it.
But you're trying to walk back your statement. That's an intelligent way of walking back your statement. You condemn it, but you're giving justifications of your condemnation.
I'm not giving a justification. I'm just trying to lay a story that this thing is started in the past regime. Today, you see, Mr. So, you and myself, how many violence are taking place in Liberia in the government?
Okay, so then the key question here, I am in the process of finding solutions to what is ongoing here. So what should we do?
Let us hold people accountable. Because people are not accountable, so they will continue to do the same old thing.
So should Henry Costa, who say is responsible, he should be held accountable?
Of course. He's not above the law. He's not above Liberia. That's why I said, let the court invite Henry Costa. He can be the mother, they can write, they can write about it.
You don't know what I'm going.
Okay. All right.
But what happened here? Yes, the problem. When you don't have a good court system, that's why it's happening. Because many times people do things like they come here, those who got the money, they get lawyer, and the lawyer put a contender. The court system, they don't trust the court system for the client to go to Liberia.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me go to neighboring Bay State of Massachusetts, where the 508 is standing by 1665. Are you there? 508 number.
Yes, sir. So,
okay,
good afternoon. How you doing?
Good. What's your name and where you calling from? Which part of Massachusetts?
I'm calling from Worcester. My name is Ivan.
Okay, Ivan. You talk to me here. I guess you've been following the program, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you are Liberians. You have a fish to fry in this whole thing that we are talking about here. What's right? Is that a non-play or by-play?
Mine is Naplay.
Naplay. And I love that. I think because Naplay is very greasy. I used to be in Stano. That was my favorite pepper soup with fufu. So let's go. Fry it. Let's see.
You see, Mr. Phil, I listen to most of your speakers. You see, let me tell you something. Costa always gets on the skin of this government. And it is track that Costa usually set for the government is always so free to be.
And they're not smart. Everybody intolerant.
Everybody, you cannot be running a government and everybody be like little kids.
Everybody.
Costa and Lou sick the whole entire country. Nobody, everybody is speaking two different languages and tongues. I think like one man, like the same way A.B. Daradillo is like the whole world is talking about A.B. Daradillo. That's how Costa looking like. You have a legitimate government. Costa said something. Costa never sat away from what he said. He stated. The whole thing started from their own boss man, which is Honorable Gray. And Costa just tested the water. See the way everybody's taking, they're sending people to arrest people, they're doing the work. It's like the whole country is on a lockdown. So now Costa know the weak point of this government. And this is what Costa always using against them. It is the fact that Costa said for them. Now they come to start going after or this DSS company. And my brother is going to come off very, very bad
Ugly.
for them. It's going to be ugly for them because anything that happens in that country, Costa is not in government. Costa is not in charge.
Right.
The Georgia government is in charge. He's supposed to take care of law and order. Whosoever that did the thing, you never caught them. If you caught them,
You see, yeah.
the law takes its part.
Right. You mentioned a great and valid point. And this is the discovery. This is a
You cannot sit down like the way we are in the United States here. Somebody just do more and you say, I can look at Donald Trump insulting. Does that mean that I mean insulting Donald Trump when I'm looking at Donald Trump to carry on his work? No. Also, just sit and just look at the weapon of the government and just say one thing. Everybody just go there and scatter, put police on the street, beating people up, collecting people up.
And first of all, and that's a good point. Let me welcome Pastor Tawanin from inside Liberia, and that's it because poverty is on the rise in Liberia. Anybody can send $20 and around 10-15% say, "Gentlemen, you're going to do stuff here as a pay agent." But the government itself, and that's a problem. Okay, Koji now went ahead with this sort of bizarre press conference. He's a city mayor. He has the right to speak. Okay. But usually it's on a number of circumstances and on a mature government. When these things happen, you wait until you collect all of the information, know who are the doers, who involved, and there are some evident tangibles that you have it. And then when you're having like a joint press conference, you have all of the major security apparatus honor you. But I won't be surprised tonight before tomorrow, some kind of representative, some kind of senator will be on live TV.
I'm not talking of just listen, all right? So now till tonight, since Costa know the weapon of this government, Costa will come up with different strategies tomorrow. Costa will say, right now, as we speak to you, I have over 2,000 men at RRA. They will take all the security apparatus and they will send it to RRA. Right now, I have like 15 minutes to hear this Johnson. They will be running all over. I just understand this. That's one minute, that's in the studio. They just play in the button. They just plug one button, the whole government. They want to go this way, I can't say, come on, talking to them, look, brother. It's just a complete mess. There's nothing something for you to think about. That's what one of your speakers said. They just trying to use this now to start going after people. And that's exactly what Costa wants. And they will find the end. And the international community are going to look after the local players. See what we told them about bro. And tomorrow, you see Costa will come out with an article. The BBC will pick it up. Oh, LeBron is that good for businesses. And who are going to follow? Your government. Look, my brother, don't think. They don't think. Thank you, brother. I'm sitting back with it.
Okay. There are other people calling here. Ben, can you make your last final statement so they will accommodate the other people?
Yeah.
Ben, and then I'll go to Ben and after Ben and Nathan before I accommodate the other people.
Yeah. So I was wrong with 99% of what this brother said. Costa is playing the government a lot of times. That is true. But it has its own downside. And here is the downside that these kind of things have. We got few months to election. All right? If you keep playing these kind of games, the government can play this game. I mean, not the government, African government.
We're talking about elections, and who you think you're going to disadvantage? Who they're going to hold responsible when things go wrong?
It's going to be, it will be a complete disadvantage to the opposition because there will be. Because the government will have the right to put the armor in it.
No. Okay, I respect your opinion, but yeah, it's the thing. It is a it is a ploy on the part of the pressure group to picture the government for the government to go against its citizen. And when the citizen goes against the government, the only way they pay their debt is to go to the ballot box and tell you, say, hey, you did not do what we asked you to do when you're level. So how will you say you're going to head the opposition? I know there are in some instances they have their own share, but for the most part, the government going to feed the pain.
But Mr. So this opposition that we are talking about, this pressure group is not just a pressure group. The pressure group is attached.
Okay.
Political crew.
All right. So thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Nathan, go ahead with your point.
Yes. So thank you. So I got some few points to make. First of all, when the protest, it affects the government negatively.
Message for the vehicle owner.
The government
these other people.
The government has a responsibility. The opposition don't. The government has to act. The opposition don't have to act. They get to speak. That's it. And then Costa, when whatever Costa does or says, CPB has to come and condemn it to the score because Costa is a member of the COP and the CPP is in a quest for state power. You do not associate yourself with violent protests while taking state power. They got to get that clear. They got to come and disassociate themselves. And
so then the key question, Nathan, does the government have the proper relations skill, or they have the effective communication way of connecting that? I don't think they're going to go that route. They're not going to do it.
Yes,
they like the ability. They like the ability because you're going to start hearing multiple people posting before cell phone and having press conferences and giving their own interpretation to what is ongoing.
If you are in the opposition, carrying out violent protests and riots, all the government going to say, point to them, point at their leaders. Where are they today? And that is troubling. That is troubling. The CPP has a responsibility to condemn Costa as a person, not as an organization. Because of one person, a nation can lose. And that's where Costa taking the CPP. Costa is not in Morovia. All they protesting, going to jail, being arrested. Why is here? He should be at the front line to protest even their release. When you're a soldier man, you lead the troop. You don't sit down behind decks and say, you'll go protest.
All right. Thank you so much.
Let me just tell you.
Thank you, Nathan.
Some movement, the leader don't be in the country. We saw many rebel movement leaders were not in the country. And they were taking those people.
Okay. Welcome, Dr. Sutton.
Okay. So let me just say this.
Yeah, but Pajoy, hold on. Let me bring a new face here. I will come to you, please. Let me just bring this person here. Maybe they're going to be the deal breaker here. 701 number 7361. Are you there, caller? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Soul, good afternoon from my end. How are you today?
Good afternoon.
My name is Cummins Jerome.
Jerome, what's up?
Yeah, man, I'm okay. Well, this is the 6th month, right? And it's the 25th day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next month is the 7th month, right? You know, every time I come on your show, I tell you about the 7th month. I saw the video this morning. I was playing and I came across the video this morning. And I was kind of a little bit shocked because I thought, I was looking at the video, I thought it was something done last night, and it was early morning.
Early morning, yeah.
You know, my brother, we are heading somewhere, and if time is not taken, we may likely not come from there soon. We're heading somewhere, and if time is not taken, we may not come from there soon. What is unfolding in our country, it would take innovative thinkers. I always tell people that it's not the amount of talking we do today that will change our country. And I'm of the staunch conviction that says no amount of political maneuvering now can change the prevailing trajectory where we find ourselves now. Because you see, Mr. So, most of the talking now are done on social media rather than in the communities, than in our towns and villages, than in our institutions and the churches. Liberians, we are good at talking, but convincing the masses is our problem, is our issue. Now, I was listening to some group of Liberians from a particular, and I don't really want to dignify it because I'll dignify that show. I don't know where our talk show hosts sit, and people insult blind people, that they're blind in their brain, they're blind in their head. You know, some of the people who came to this country on Queen Elizabeth's ship who are not familiar with some of the situation or things that transpired 14 years and some of the things that are happening now and some of the security implications, they just sit on a particular talk show and just talk. And sometimes Mr. So, I blame people in the media who are the veterans, who sit on the fence and allow the producers, the consumers now to be producers. Because some of the things you listen to, there's no level of believability. There's no iota of truth. Some of the stories are not balanced. People just do it based on sentiment, based on their political affiliation, based upon, their governmental affiliation. So they just talk garbage. And the masses are caught up in the spider web. And the time is not taken. One group of people that will cause chaos in our country and will not come from there.
Okay, let's go. Okay, that's something. Okay, go ahead quickly here. So let's come to what is happening right now. What do you make up, or what are you hearing from on ground? Our judiciary correspondent has reported that Mr. Coulibaly of Orange is currently and 6 other persons, no official of COP, but 6 other protesters are currently in the custody of the National Security Agency in Liberia.
Yeah, well, what I gathered from my sources in Liberia, it was the same thing. But are you also aware that people in the ruling establishment are calling on the government, the president of the Republic of Liberia, to immediately dismiss the justice minister, that the justice minister is in cahoot with lawlessness in our country, that the police director is also in cahoot with lawlessness in our country. I don't know. I don't know whether they are in a state of utopia, because even in this country, police chiefs have resigned based upon as it relates to certain situations, but not
you will ever see that happening, my brother, in Liberia? For somebody to resign, please give me a break.
So now they're using a particular radio station. As I speak to you, I just listened to the conversation. But what I gathered is, by the end of the day, we'll get to know who were the alleged perpetrators and what led to the burning of tires today. But probably, maybe I might call you later on to tell you, say, I got 100% information, because I've been calling some of my sources in national security, some of the people in the media, some media executives I've been talking to in the back end. Because I don't want to speculate like others would do, and it's so good that you got people on the ground. I think this requires more investigation than sentiment.
Right.
I mean, I was shocked when I heard the news. I was like, well, we're not prepared for this. Our health sector is porous. Information dissemination is weak. Anything health should break loose. But Mr. So, one of my sources said, Jerome, the opposition leaders must be careful. The opposition leaders must be careful. It could be an in-house working, but he said, Cummings, give me some time before the day ends. probably maybe before 9 or 10 o'clock
so
tonight.
Okay, now okay,
something.
Quickly here before I come to something here. This is a very politically here, who is gambling here, because it's a loss and win game here. Who is really gambling? Is the opposition gambling? Is the government is gambling? What sort of a ploy this kind of thing here? Yeah, we have less than 5 months consequential midterm sanitary election. No candidate from so far we are seeing from the government side to March Daradilon. The opposition, they themselves, going crazy, arguing which proportioning who to contest in this country, who not to contest. They are yet to come to a term. All of these people they are on the same trajectory. They're doing the same thing. The difference is you have the CDC coalition at the governing party, and you have the opposition who also wants state power. Who is really gambling here, and who could potentially be the victim of this? Are you there, Kumi? Okay, Kumi, are you hearing me? Okay, let me go to 508 number 508. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Here,
yeah, you heard my question.
Can you just? I thought you were just talking with. Talking to Kumi.
No, I mean it's a general question about. But what I'm saying here, who is really gambling here? The whole thing here, you have the opposition doing their thing, you have the government doing their thing. None of them keeping focus on the senatorial. We yet to see some of the candidates that are going to be contesting for Liberians, for the electors, to get a precise and concise idea who are these people contesting. I've been told from Buchanan, there's a lady there who is doing extraordinary job. Yombly Kangat and the other folks, they are calling on her to get out of the race. So it means her job is at stake. Besson God Finley is going there. He's very corrupt because there are a lot of things put against him. But again, the electorate of the Liberian people are telling you, you can't rely on them. So who is really gambling here? They are behaving the same way to some extent.
Mr. So. Let me tell you something, my brother. If you look at this whole game that is ongoing, the government is at the losing point. The ruling party. Let me tell you something. In a situation like this, the ruling party is supposed to use the kind of scenarios or things that is unfolding to try and start to correct some of the mistakes. Or the opposition already having a little bit of edge over them because of a lot of things that is going on in the country, a lot of allegations, corruption, and all of these things. The government is not winning no cases. They prosecute people today, tomorrow they let it off the hook. Nobody know who is who. Nobody know who the major or party to disseminate information and things.
Wow.
But this thing, Mr. So, every situation like this, it is like a test for the government. The government needs to act mature. That is the problem. One man cannot keep making you to be running around. I know you are in charge. You have the resources. If Costa or anybody come and say, look, we're going to do this. Say, look, my brother, this is a government that we have law and order. Whosoever that do X, Y, Z, and if they are caught, they're going to face the law. But it is not happening, Mr. So. You having like almost looking at war. It's like somebody throwing bomb and you think you say, okay, the bomb that you threw at me is little. I will send the bigger one to you. And this is what the government doing. And my brother, the momentum is on the opposition side. That's the truth. The momentum is on the opposition side. We having friends in the government. I have friends that even work in the police that are up there. Some of these guys that we talk to, some of our colleagues working in the government and tell us, they say, look, man, this thing is not easy. So now, if these things happen, Mr. Stone, the government needs to look at this kind of a thing and start repairing that images. That's the only way.
Is it too late for that?
Fire for fire.
You cannot put. Is it too late for them to? Is it too late to do the repairing?
maybe at least it's a better late than never. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Brother, so
All right.
the thing is, they should not use fire for fire. I'm telling you. And Mr. So, trust me. Costa is sitting there right now in the corner, laughing, playing another strategy.
Drinking a nice and cold wine. Drinking a nice and cold wine. Say yes, I did it.
Yes.
Okay.
He's not shying away from it.
Right.
Tomorrow he's going to come out with different strategies.
Yeah, that's what happened when you have people with light mind. Donald Trump say. Yeah. So, Kumis, Jarrell.
Yep.
Okay, I was kind of putting the questions out there, and that's what my brother too were contributing. Who is gambling here?
It is laughable. I think the opposition and the government, both of them are gambling.
There you go.
Who's going to win? Who's going to turn the card around and make the king tomorrow, or get the queen? It's a major question because, Mr. So, take for example, look at the readings from the papers. Look what is unfolding in the opposition cycle of lately. It tells you that, both parties are gambling. The government, in terms of information dissemination, in terms of...
It's zero. Z-E-R-O. Zero. Sad.
The bad, the public relation is kind of bad, and some of the people who try to disseminate information for them, they don't understand the rudiments of communication. They think, well, it would be sentimental on Alphonso So or Gerard Cummings, or we label them as enemy of the state, then we can better have the narrative our way. And the opposition too, the route with which they are going, whether they're going to hold tomorrow morning, is a major question. So it seems like there is an inner fight. It seems like there is a group within a group. So I think both parties are kind of gambling here. But, we seriously, for some of us, we condemn what is unfolding. I mean, I saw 14 years of carnage. That 14 years took my father, it took some family members. I don't think we are prepared for what is unfolding now. I don't think that's the best route, because there are things.
But let me ask you in the media world, you're a veteran in the media world, and I was just making the point here. I have not seen any condemnations on the part of all of the major actors. I'm talking about political institutions, registered political institutions, by virtues of that sort of. It has a violence in nature where you see tire burning and all of that. It could have escalated to something else. No condemnation, nothing as yet. So I was just arguing with Mr. George, not arguing, but we're having a sort of exchange. Okay, the last time around, these group people they were burning tires. So this time we're burning the tire. So this is going to spill over. Let's say the other group come. The other people will say, okay, the other people burned tire 1 year, 2 years ago, nothing come out of it. We're going to be burning tire. Why should we be in a sort of a vicious cycle and not trying to have a system in place or do what is right? But at the end of the day, the behaviors and the audacity of these politicians is to give justifications of their action because they were done X years ago and nothing was done. So nobody is willing to put forward an idea as to how the issue can be addressed and how it can be improved.
So when I look at it, I think probably some of the opposition leaders or political leaders, they trying to play a kind of smart game as to getting the right information before coming out with condemnation. I think they may be trying to play it in that direction. But take, for example, now, here is a situation some years back, right after 6 months after Madam Salih's inaugural program, there was a group calling itself the Sakaba Boys. And I remember vividly the late Councillor Brumskin and others who have been labeled being associated with the Sakaba Boys. There were lawlessness in the country where men claiming to be Sakaba Boys were terrorizing people, tapping people, and it was a situation that was getting chaotic. I think Councillor Brumskin had to come out when people from the government, may he so rest in peace, people from the government were linking him and other opposition political leaders to the Isakaba boys that they were creating a situation to make Liberia ungovernable. And so probably I can't preempt their mind, but I think they're trying to be careful as to how to come out to condemn this issue. But, but I think it needs some condemnation right now because we cannot.
They have not done. Nobody have done that. So how can we judge these people? They are the leadership scum. The advocacy community, everybody is backing, everybody is giving justifications of actions because they are so in ties with their political ambition.
Look at the Liberian Council of Churches. Look at the full gospel ministers. Look at the prophetic call to ministers. Look at the Liberian pastors, pastoral association in the diaspora. I mean, so many things happening. We can't see condemnation. That's why sometimes I think that the Liberians are left in the loop here, where our leaders only speak on those issues that will portray them as the heroes and heroines around here. And which, of course, is not helping. And Mr. So, sometimes I say it will require a new breed of leaders, people who thinking out of the box. I think most of our people, they think in the box, and sometimes they are afraid. That's why you listen to some people, they generalize their utterances because they are afraid. If I want to speak to the Liberian Council of Churches and say, you're not saying what you need to say, or the full gospel ministers or politicians, I'll take you on and tell you this is what you need to do. Condemn this, or else there is a likelihood we're going to experience the same thing. And we continue to experience these things. And, it comes to a place where people need to start using people and hiring. And at the end of the day, these are the people that benefit. Look at I will tell you one issue, right? Yesterday, I remember in the media, Senator DeLong, there were issues that were coming from Madam Salih, and because they were in that entourage and in that cliche, they never spoke.
And I agree with you. Delona is untouchable. Anybody who calls Delona, you are being saying like and I was listening to a Seku show, was that yesterday, and other people are saying, oh, Delona is doing good, so nobody should contest. They shouldn't have done that. That's not democracy. Come on, please.
No.
These are political institutions. Everybody should be able to test their political will, and you cannot sanction other people say don't do this. And I tell you, this is what's going to be a problem because our guy is based in Nima. All right, our guy is based.
He who pays the piper, Mr. Soul, he who pays the piper plays the tune. For some of us who've been around, I'm a young man, but I've been in the media for almost 19 years prior to my departure from Liberia. We have seen a lot of stuff. Let's call spades a spade. People must not dignify other people and dignify and glorify them. And as second people, they think they are untouchable. The Musa thing, all of these guys, they were around. They were around when people went to jail without justifiable reason. They were around. They never spoke to the ills in society. People who want to be presidential candidate today were around. We were in the media. They never spoke. Okay? Look at the issue of Samuel Johnson. What he said. How many people ran after it? How many media practitioners go after those stories? How many people are picking it up? People only picking it up now because there's an election season coming. Look at Ellis Tanner want to go back to be senator. People don't speak about those issues. People speak about issues and they pick certain group of people. Like the other day you have Mr. Thomas Yaya Nimle on. The only thing that blessing that the line was bad, but I had some bone to pick. Our leaders, we got to hold their feet to the fire. They did some stuff. They think that some people are not familiar with those things in the media.
Okay, guys, you guys got to make your funny departing comments so we get out of here. So comments, just put a cap on the head before I let you go, and then I'll go to Pat George and I
think what is important, as a Liberian, as a man of God, as a journalist who has seen chaos in our country for 14 years, we are not prepared for it. So we condemn it in the strongest terms. There are other ways we can express our grievances, but we cannot make our country ungovernable.
All right, that's a veteran journalist and host of Remental Radio. To have my own brother and friend, Jerry Cummins, on the line here. Thank you so much for your expertise. Pat George? Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, no, go ahead. I don't want to tell you something, but go ahead.
No, go. No, yeah. We're coming to you. 508, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
A friend of mine from back home, just hit me up. Okay.
Okay.
Guess what?
Mm.
Today or tomorrow, Henry Costa is coming up. Maybe tonight on the podcast or tomorrow, coming up with another bombshell with evidence. And according to my friend, there's this individual with it. You see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what is going on, Mr. Sue. It's like you have your weapon in the house. But every time you guys make confusion in the house, before you made up your mind, people outside are getting the information what you guys did.
I know.
There are it's security on security. There are evidence that is in the possession of Costa that he come to drop, that people that pretending that they are working for this government is the same people that are automatic this government.
But to be frank, it's not a surprise to me. We saw that happening to Samuel Doe. There were people right under the wings of Samuel Doe. You heard Moluba Molu. And at the end of the day, this is to show, my dear brother, that we do not have institutions in the country, and people feel so indispensable, and they do anything and get away with it. What kind of country this couldn't happen even in Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire with Alassane Ouattara, to see a party chairman to talk to sort of nonsense about a sitting president, and then later on the people come back to defend our president. So what's the need?
So look, for me to just conclude, so it's like we're saying, this guy will always remain popular because there are people that is right underneath the feet of this president that is doing all this damage to him and feeding this man. See the kind of thing you and myself don't know what type of bullshit that he coming up with. If we do come up with that, you're gonna see it's gonna be like all over again. The other person is gonna be speaking, the other person is gonna be speaking tonight, tomorrow. So look, that's what Gerald said, my brother. Liberia is the only thing we have. It. Nobody wants for that country to be destroyed. But look, when you say you're a government, you should be a responsible government. When you are not responsible, they're always going to play you. All right?
Right.
So, Mr. So, thank you so much for the show, my brother. We'll be watching the game, and we hope that they should not eat nobody boo on the field.
Well, and then back again. Yeah, then back that one, but nothing is guaranteed. Sometimes the way they channel the information processing, that's what I have problem. If I were in the positions of Henry Costa and the opposition, he's a perfect guy to use. I would say, well, you just need to be a spokesperson. And the opposition needs to make a sacrifice in order to gain relevance, not just only before your own cycle or within your own domain. You want to extend your base to see a different thing. Why you think other those things? Why you think Washington Post, New York Times can release them? And the reason is because they want it to go beyond the border. If I was an opposition guy against the government and people giving me that information based on the classifications of that information, if it is really, really damaging, will I be the one to release it? No. I'm going to give it to a sister network, a big cable network, and then maybe transcribe it and put it up. What that does, it validates your argument. But if I'm in an opposition, talking for the opposition, and even if it's a big need, if I put it out there, it doesn't hold a dip. I know people are going to get it, but it doesn't hold a real dip of water because I'm already against the system. And so anything that I put out there, they can easily counter it to say, oh, because he's there. And I'm not saying whatever information they are giving is not true, but that's the most effective way of waging the effective public relations against the institution. But unfortunately, that's what they are doing. Okay, Pa George, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, so this thing that we are in, except we need a genuine government that will set precedent. opposition government, or you have to hold everybody accountable. But once you are not holding people accountable, that cycle of violence, whatever, will continue because people are not being brought to book. This is one of the major problems we're facing in Liberia.
Okay.
People if you're in the government, you must hold people accountable. Opposition, you hold them accountable. But because government failed to do that, so it's like people say, hey, you can do it and get away with it. And secondly, this situation, the opposition, the government is in a predicament. Because what they center around is a nerve bitch for everybody. Cell phone like that today is people will go hungry, but they want that data. They want to call, they want to get on Facebook. And the government now is being put in a corner. That the people, everything now is putting an agenda. You only want to increase the price of the data.
Right.
Now you go into election. What the argument that you got to tell people no, and they see this thing going. So the government now is caught in a very tight situation. How can they turn this around? I don't know. Because they have to be very careful. Because with the cell phone data business in Nigeria, it's not easy. It's not easy. Everybody wants to sacrifice $2 to buy it. Now you want to pay the $5, $6, and that rumor come out, and you don't come out to quiet that rumor down. You just sit down. This is the end result.
Okay.
Because
Well,
the government was clear,
gentlemen.
come on and just
all right. We're going to draw the curtain down for today here. I want to thank all of you for your expertise, my dear brother from neighboring state of Massachusetts. Again, Mr. Cummings, veteran, and Pa George, and all of our callers and participants, onliners tweeting here. We want to thank you so much. We want to bring it to an end. The conversation continues. We'll continue to monitor development. Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be hosting Mr. Isaac Vaitoga, who formally has resigned from the CDC, will be appearing on LPR Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He confirmed that in his tweet last night around 9 that his letter of resignation has been to receive by the governing CDC Haroke. And on Sunday, Zoe Emmanuel Peno will be right here in an exclusive conversation. And on Tuesday, Willem Bilgnano, we are in search and trying to hold politicians accountable. We are planning a focus group in Mount Gibby, in Nima, in Bond County, and other places to go directly to the voters. What in their mind? Are they aware of their decisions, or their decision is being politically motivated or influenced financially? Would they also must be held accountable? Are they aware of their political decisions in terms of those that they are electing? So no one is exempted, and that's what we intend to do. Guys, I want to thank you so much for your thought here, and we will keep monitoring the news, and I'm waiting to see why it is true. I don't think we should allow violence to range in Liberia. There's a way it should be done. We are waiting to get more information. I am Alphonso Zean, host of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Thank you so much for being part of this program.
Thank you for joining us here on the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Thank you for being part of our program.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll be back here this weekend, Saturday evening. We as a Vatoga will be my special guest, and then on Sunday at 12 p.m. or 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, Representative Zoe Emmanuel Pennant will be my special guest right here on the Liberia Public Radio. DJ will come from San Diego. Good afternoon to welcome. Queen Teresa Waba is in Des Moines, Iowa. Thank you. It's better late than never. But we are signing off for the rest of the evening. Until then, have a pleasant day. Bye.
Have you heard the news? Well, worry no more. Carson's photo and video production has been providing elegant weddings, conventions, and birthday videographic for the Liberian communities since 2006, paying attention to detail and emotion throughout the day, and taking time in the editing process to create a unique video you will want to watch with family members, friends, and future generations, shooting quietly and professionally, and without distracting you or your guests is vital. For more information, please contact us at 484-786-3337. That's 484-786-3337, or we can also be reached at www.CarsonPhotoVideoProduction.com. Please tell Carson Photo and Video Production that Astro the Giant Golly sent.
Yeah. this one is the matter of the day. And you see, looking good in a city is a business by itself. If you want to get that business, jump national system on. Red Bull Hustle, Black Bull Hustle. That's good.